Sup my dudes, Valkyrja. Today I want to talk to you guys about the new best 4-star damage dealer in the game. Well, in my opinion, I think he's absolutely the best one. No, not Sempo. Definitely not Sempo. I think Sempo's very good, but not that good. Luka. Luka, I do believe, is the best 4-star DPS of the game, and today I'm going to try to showcase it, basically. There's one thing I need to do first. I need to go to Silver Wolf and swap over her relic or her light cone back to this one. Resolution, Science, and Pulse of Sweat. This will be really good for a showcase because I'm going to try to push Luka to the absolute maximum so we can see what he can do in the hardest content in the game. So here are my traces. I'm 5, 6, 8, 10, and 10. For relics, I have them all maxed out. I have 4-piece Champion Streetwise Boxing. And then Talia, a 2-piece when the wearer's break effect increases the wearer's break effect by 16%. When the wearer's speed reaches 145 or higher, the wearer's break effect increases by an extra 20%. So here are the substats I have on it. You can see I have attack percent boots, or attack percent chest piece, speed boots with crit rate, crit damage, and some good break effect, physical damage, planar sphere with really terrible substats, and then an attack planar sphere with really good substats. So, it's kind of, we don't have like the best of all builds, but we are good enough. We have 70% break effect, and we'll get another 20% whenever we actually do break, and we have a large amount of attack, 2800, so we can reach that higher cap on his bleed. If you don't know how his kit works, I'll explain it now. So his skill, whenever his skill is used, it dispels one buff from the enemy target, and it applies bleed that lasts for 3 turns. While bleeding, the enemy will take 24% of max HP as physical damage. The damage will not exceed more than 338% of Luka's attack. His talent, basically he's able to build up these passive stacks that you'll see, and whenever he gets and uses enough passive stacks, whenever he gets 2 passive stacks, he can use it, which will do a Sky Shattering Fist, which ends with an uppercut. Whenever he does that, his basic attack, he's going to be able to do an additional damage of 85% of the original damage to, or 85% of the bleed. He'll be able to proc the bleed for 85% value. This also applies to break effect bleed. It applies to any bleed currently on the target. Meaning, if more bleed focused characters come out, you could potentially see a Kafka Luka bleed popping team where they're both taking turns popping bleed that's been applied to the target. If you have multiple sources of bleed, this could be pretty crazy. And then his ultimate gives him 2 stacks of fighting will and then just increases the damage the target single enemy receives by 18% for 3 turns. That's just generally really good. That's just a really good thing. His technique, it just gives him, it inflicts bleed and also gives him 1 additional stack of fighting will. It's okay. Like most of the times, a lot of the harder floors, the first enemies you go against are pretty squishy mobs that you can kind of blow through. So they're nothing like crazy, but I'm going to be bringing a much tankier team because I want to try to really like ramp this up and just see how far we can push this and see how crazy we can go with this. All right, and here we go. Here's the team. We're going to start out with Locha. Just activate this, and we're going to go ahead, pop this, and we're going to apply weakness to everybody to try to get through this first wave as quick as possible, because the first wave is probably going to take the longest possible. But the first wave is probably going to take the absolute longest, which is going to be annoying. So it'll take a minute to get through this, but once we get through this first wave, which I'll probably fast forward now, then we can finally showcase what he can do against the big enemy, which is where he's going to shine, because once again he does percent HP damage, and percent HP damage is going to be very, very good against, you know, very large enemies with a very massive HP pools. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward now. Alright, now we're on our way. I didn't shotgun Ass's ult, so I kind of threw a little bit there, but I should be good for the rest. I'd hope so. We'll see. We're going to see how it goes. So here we're going to apply hopefully anything. Okay, Quantum is good. We just wanted to apply literally anything because we just want to help him break this down and get to that break much faster, because that break is going to be very, very big from him. So we're going to pop this now. I think I'm just going to use skill for now, just to apply the bleed. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to apply this because Somebody's going to get low here. 100%. Yep. And then we can generate ult. So we're going to do this. I think here we just do a little bit of this to give him some more attack. Just a normal here to help shred that some. We can't break just yet. One more turn and we can break. So instead we're just going to do a regular old bleed for 28k. You know, just a little old 28k. Nothing crazy. We're just going to pop this. And here we're going to get hit for quite a bit of damage. But I think we're fine, I want to say. I think so. Yeah, we're good. We're good to go. So I'm going to do... I think I asked E here. Just to generate more ults. Okay. So now we're about to get the pop off. So we use this. And then we go ahead and just use this. Alright, now we're going to pop his ultimate. Ultimate's going to break. And here's where we're going to see the wacky damage. You can see 63k on break. And then 83k on punch. This is him. He is a very, very strong unit. Very wacky unit at that. I like him a lot. I think he's very, very good. And we're going to see even more damage here in a second, because I'm going to try to do some shenanigans here and see if I can't get some more damage popping. So we're going to pop this. Does that give us ult? No, really close though. But here we're going to do another one. Another 89k. Very cool. Very sick. It does take a second to like set up, but once you get going, it's so good. So good. So we're going to do this. I think Aston might be dead here if Locha doesn't have heal. Yeah. That happens. Okay, so next we are just going to... We applied fire with the last E. I love Silver Wolf. We're going to apply this. Apply Quantum. We're going to do this. Get that going. And then we're going to do this. But you get the idea. Look at the bleed tick. 68k bleed tick. Very nice. Very, very good. He's just a very strong unit. Without Asta, he doesn't get the extra added break effect damage. So that's kind of stinky. I don't even know. I wasn't even paying attention if I actually procced it right to begin with. I might have messed it up. But either way. Alright, so here we're just going to do this. Keep plopping that down. We're going to do... Let me see. Yeah. I do this. Next turn I do that. Okay, yep. So we're going to do this. We're going to heal. Debuff dispelled. Good to go. Alright. So then we're going to do this again. We're going to do this. And then just for the funnies, we're going to do this. 107k. Very sick, right? Very cool. She's 100% dead to the DOT here. You can see the 46k crit there. She's 100% dead to the DOT that's coming. Because, yeah, whenever it's her turn, she's gone. So, the way that works and the way he did 107k there, it's very simple. Whenever he breaks on a normal, it still counts as long as... Like, whenever he breaks on his enhanced normal, it still counts towards applying bleed before the actual proc goes off, so it's still proc. How much are we going to do here? Oh, it didn't do the whole thing. It only did enough to kill. But yeah, you get the idea. Luka is a very silly DPS. That team obviously wasn't a very like well-structured team for that type of content, because that type of content you want to go very fast in, or you don't want to go very fast, but you want to be very tanky because you are going to be taking lots of AoE damage constantly, which is pretty annoying. But that side or that team is just to show off Luka a little bit. I've hit upwards of like 150k breaks with the DOT pop on Enhanced Basic. I've hit around that. Luka's a very, 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 very strong 4-star DPS, to the point where I believe he's the strongest 4-star DPS in the game, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I just noticed you cut out sleeve holes for your arms, but then you just let the sleeves hang there and put your arms in anyways. Like, yes, that looks cool, but doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of having sleeves? If you're using them anyways? What the fuck?